What's up guys, it's Alexander and I just wanted to share with you 3 lessons that I learned from securing my latest buy refurbish refinance to serviced accommodation deal in Wiltshire. So stick around to the end because it gets good. So number 1, when you're looking at the end value of the property that you're looking at, obviously one of the things that we want to do is look at the done up comparables in that specific area, and we want to find out the price per square meter, apply that to our property. That's going to give us our own end value that we've been able to calculate based off that. But it's not enough, because there's very, very important information about the micro market and any current market changes that might not have been picked up over the last year within the comparables that you're looking at, which will be known by the local estate agents of the area. So what I did was I phoned multiple estate agents, especially the competitors of the property that I was looking at, and I asked them, what do they think the end value would be of the property that I was looking at? And I directed them to the Rightmove link. I told them what the vision was. I told them the kind of standard we were going to do and what the plan was for the property. And they were able to tell me a much more realistic idea of what that would be if I was to put it back on with them and we needed to sell it as in a flip. And that was really, really important, because the figure that I had calculated was in excess of £300,000. But actually the figure that I could realistically sell it for, and this was corroborated by multiple agents within the area that I was looking at, it was much, much lower. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been able to make that important adjustment, and I could have got really, really stuck at the end if things went pear-shaped and I needed to sell the property on. So I was able to do that early on, get a much more realistic and conservative figure, and I was able to choose the most conservative end value out of the selection, so that if we do end up having to sell it, we're more than likely going to actually get that value that we've calculated in. And if anything, because we've gone conservative, it might even be slightly better. So we've really, really saved ourselves there. Number 2, when you're calculating your GDC, your gross domestic cost, the cost to actually do the thing up, make sure that you advise the builder of any specific changes that you're going to need to make to the property that may be relevant to the regulation of your monetization method. That was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? Basically, if you're looking at HMOs, there might be a certain requirement for the number of bathrooms that are available. Maybe you know that the local clientele, generally speaking, they want to rent rooms that are doubles with en-suites, something like that. And maybe you need to add a lot of en-suites. Maybe you need to add additional bathrooms and this kind of stuff. For serviced accommodation, 2-bathroom properties work a lot better than 1-bathroom properties. So I actually made the strategic decision to change what is currently a 3-bed property into a 2-bed, 2-bath property, because I knew that that was going to work better for that particular method on the exit. And I had to let the builder know this, and it actually changed the GDC. It increased it by a full £5,000. And if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't made that important distinction and mentioned to the builder that that was an alteration that we were going to need to make, I could have undershot the refurb by £5,000 very, very easily. And again, that's just another place where we could have been stung. But I've been able to factor that in to the negotiation that we've agreed on, which has now subsidized that cost. So now that massively decreases the probability that we're going to go over on the refurb, and it protects our profit margins so that the deal's going to stack really, really nicely. Number 3, when you're looking at comparables for serviced accommodation, you really need to pay attention to the availability of those comparables across the entire year. Some of the comparables that you'll pull up from places like Property Market Intel, they look great, and maybe they're very, very similar in size and in type of property, but they're only available for a few months a year, which means that they could only be live during the high seasons, or they could only be live during the low seasons, but they don't catch the full breadth of the seasonal changes. And anyone who's done serviced accommodation knows that it's quite a seasonal method. So you need to be able to factor in the highs and the lows. So when you're looking at those, specifically choose listings that have been available for 200 days per year or more if you can. If the comparables are really, really thin, then you can drop that slightly to 150 days available per year or more, but really you don't want to be looking at anything less than that. You're probably going to find that that's going to reduce the number of comparables that you can look at, but it allows you to go for quality over quantity, and it makes your numbers much more reliable. So that's exactly what I did. And that's gave my mentors a lot more confidence in the deal that I was presenting to them, which is why it was able to get on Deal Connect and pass all of those strict due diligence criteria. I'll give you a bonus at the end because I really, really like this one. But read the reviews of your serviced accommodation competitors, because that, first of all, it allows you to actually determine what type of clientele is staying in that specific area. Is it contractors who are going to be there a long time? Is it holidaymakers, tourists who are going to come and go just a few days at a time? Is it a mixed market of different kinds of people coming and going? That's going to affect how frequently you're going to have cleaning done on the property, which is going to massively affect your cleaning fees and eat into your revenue if you don't factor it in up front. And it also gives you the information of what your competitors are doing well and what they're doing badly. I was making a note of every single review that I was reading, and I've compiled a big list of all the things that are definitely do this. This is what people are loving whenever the competitors are doing it. And here are the things that people keep failing at, which is really, really damaging those competitors' businesses. And like I said, I've made a huge document about it, containing all this kind of information, even including things like which fabric detergent to use. You know, those kind of subtle details that really, really give the customer an amazing experience when they get into bed at night and the sheets just smell absolutely amazing and everything's so fresh and it's just a really classy experience. And that's the kind of thing that you don't get unless you specifically spend hours trawling through these reviews like I did. And now I've got that. I'm continuing to build upon it, and that's a really, really useful document that I've now built up. So I hope that's been useful. If you are actively looking to buy, refurbish, refinance deals, and you're looking to get stuck in and you want something really, really solid that stacks beautifully with really thorough due diligence done, then please do drop me a message and I can send you the details of this deal that I've recently agreed and acquired. If you're looking for something in a slightly different area to Wiltshire or a different kind of deal and you want someone to go hands-on looking for that kind of thing for you, again, drop me a message. We can organise a call. We can have a conversation around what it is that you're looking for, and we can see if I can go find it for you. So I hope to hear from you soon, and I'll speak to you in a bit.